All right, let's talk some MMA here on the program. We welcome in the host of Ringside Report Radio, which is Wednesdays and Fridays here on TSN 690. He's also the host of Wrestling Uncensored late on Saturday as well. You can check out the website at ringsidereport.net or follow him on Twitter at Dave Simon MMA. It is Dave Simon.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Dave?
Oh, I'm excited. WWE Battleground kicking off in about half an hour's time. The Dolph Ziggler, Damian Sandow pre-show match, and then 8 p.m. we've got the pay-per-view. So it's an exciting night. WWE Battleground, another WWE pay-per-view. WWE titles being held in abeyance. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton hopefully will determine a new WWE champion. Rob Van Dam versus Alberto Del Rio. I mean, come on, Matthew. How come you're not excited?
I don't know, but you said WWE about 6 times in like 30 seconds. That was a record.
WWE Battleground, live on pay-per-view.
All right, let's talk some UFC here on the program, Dave.
Okay, if we must.
Wednesday fight night 174. What number is it coming up?
29.
All right.
It's not that many fight nights. Only 29. It's going down in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. It will be Damian Maia taking on Jake Shields. Now, this is an exciting fight because Jake Shields, a black belt under Cesar Gracie, a very talented jiu-jitsu guy. Damian Maia, a multi-time world champion, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world. So from a grappling perspective, this is a fight that you want to see. I'm a grappler. I love grappling. I love wrestling and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So for me, this is a huge, huge fight. It is at 170 pounds. Damian Maia, a former title contender at 185 pounds, fought Anderson Silva to a 5-round decision loss. He did very well at middleweight, but dropped down to 170 pounds from 185 and has gone 3-0 thus far at welterweight. The fight against Jake Shields will be very big for him. Shields is a former #1 contender. He did fight GSP at the Rogers Center in front of over 60,000 people and lost a 5-round decision to George. So these two guys definitely championship-type guys, main event-type guys in the UFC, and a win for Damian Maia, you got to figure, will bring him that much closer to a potential title shot. George St. Pierre will be fighting Johnny Hendricks on November the 16th at UFC 167, and I think that a win here on Wednesday night for Damian Maia would place him in a very good position to either be next in line or one fight away from a world title shot.
And good to get a fresh name in there in that picture as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the welterweight division, we've been hearing the same guys for years and years.
Yeah.
The Josh Koscheck's, the John Fitches, the guys like that. But we're definitely seeing a new breed of welterweight come up. Guys like Johnny Hendricks, guys like Jake Ellenberger, Rory McDonald. There are some new welterweights coming up in the game, but of course, no one's been able to stop George St. Pierre, who is the top. But Damian Maia, I think, is a real interesting challenge to GSP. He's a big guy. He's a guy that went from middleweight down to 170, so he's going to be a large welterweight fighter, and he has just looked so good at welterweight, dominating his opponents. A guy that I just mentioned, John Fitch, was Damian Maia's last opponent on February the 2nd, and Damian Maia just decimated John Fitch. And Fitch is a very good fighter. He's no longer in the UFC, but he's still one of the best welterweights in the world, and Damian Maia just absolutely dominated him, out-Fitched John Fitch. And when I say that, I mean he just blanketed him. He out-wrestled him and was all over him and left Fitch really no room to breathe, no room to move around. He stuck to him like glue, and that's typically the game plan of John Fitch. That's typically how Fitch fights, and Maia outdid him in his own game. He's got great submissions. He's got great wrestling. His Muay Thai game has stepped up since that fight with Anderson Silva. Damian Maia is a legit threat, and we're going to see how legit he is against Jake Shields, because Jake is a very tough wrestler, similar to the style of a John Fitch. That's why I think Damian will wind up victorious, but Fitch is a legit challenge, and interesting to note that both guys like the submission, like to win by decision or tap out, not really knockout artists, and neither man has ever been submitted. So it's going to be a tough task to get
It
a submission.
sounds like you're picking Maia, though.
Yeah, I am picking Damian Maia. You know, I previewed the fight on Friday night on Ringside Report Radio. I picked Damian Maia to win. I think he's just a little bit bigger, stronger than Jake Shields, and technically a better grappler. But that being said, Jake Shields is very, very tough, and I think he could stifle Damian Maia. If Shields is able to implement his game, which is, you know, keep Damian Maia against the fence, keep him down, maybe put him on his back, put him on the ground, and if Shields can stay on top of Damian Maia, then he's got a good chance of winning. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do that. I like this fight, though, very, very much. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And again, from a grappling perspective, you don't really get much better than Damian Maia versus Jake Shields. It's a killer main event for the UFC on Wednesday night.
What other fight should people be looking at? Because sometimes you have the casual guys that only want to watch the main event. What other fight do you like on that card that you would tell people, hey, you got to tune in for this one?
Yeah, there are a couple fights on this card that I think are real interesting. Husimar Palhares is a guy that looked real good at middleweight, and he's dropped as well to the welterweight division. He's fighting at home. He's got brilliant submissions. He's a leg lock expert, and he's going to be fighting Mike Pierce, who's a real tough, hard-nosed American wrestler. I like that fight very much in the welterweight division. I think that one's going to be interesting. I'm picking Mike Pierce to win. He's a minus 275 favorite, but I could see Toquinho Husimar Palhares, that's his nickname, Toquinho. I think it means tree stump in Portuguese. He's a beast, and he could definitely take.
Shouldn't Beast be his nickname then?
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Right.
Toquinho's good. I like Toquinho.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like something important.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds good. So he could take Pierce's leg home with him. I'm looking forward to that fight. Fabio Maldonado versus Joey Beltran could be an absolute war. Beltran and Maldonado, both brawlers with very tough chins. They're light heavyweight fighters, so they're bigger guys. They fight at 205, but come fight night, they're probably around 215, 220. These are some big guys that pack a powerful punch, so that fight could be very interesting as far as potential knockouts. Thiago Silva and Matt Hamill as well. You talk about a potential knockout. Matt Hamill's coach stopped coaching him because he didn't think that Hamill should be fighting anymore, and I don't think Hamill should be fighting either. He's 36 years old, and he just has not looked good as of late.
So why is the UFC using him there? Do they want to see a spectacular knockout by his opponent? Is that what you're thinking, maybe?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Thiago Silva is a knockout artist, and Matt Hamill's been knocked out a couple times. I'm thinking that a spectacular knockout may be in order. Hamill did come off, he is coming off a victory. His last fight in September of 2012 at UFC 152, a terrible matchup with Roger Hollett. Neither guy did much of anything, and Hamill took it on the judges' scorecards, while Thiago Silva is coming off a very impressive performance on June the 8th of this year when he knocked out Rafael Feijão. Rafael Feijão is a super, super tough guy with a good chin and powerful hands, and Thiago Silva made short work of him. So I'm thinking that Matt Hamill's going to be in some real trouble come Wednesday night, and Thiago Silva may put on, just a beating on Matt Hamill. I'm kind of worried about him, but I think it should be, an interesting contest to see if Hamill can use his wrestling and take Silva down, or if Silva can sprawl and brawl, as they say, use his powerful knees and his powerful punches to put Matt Hamill to sleep.
Dave Simon chatting with us from Ringside Report Radio as we go over some UFC and MMA news and notes. Dave, Ultimate Fighter also coming up on Wednesday?
Of course, and this Wednesday is the week to watch The Ultimate Fighter. As over the past few weeks, The Ultimate Fighter has been airing. It's the first Ultimate Fighter with men and women competing at the same time. The men, of course, fighting the men, the women fighting the women. Last week, it was the men's turn. And every 2 weeks, it's the women. So they go women, then men, then women, then men. The week to tune in is when the women fight. The men's fights, the men, as far as being ranked in the world, they're maybe top 50. Maybe at 135 pounds. The women bantamweight fighters are top 20, maybe even top 10, some of them. Maybe even top 5. So we really have a higher caliber of fighter, a higher caliber of fight on the women's side. And the fight that is coming up this Wednesday night, two young mixed martial artists that people maybe don't know too much about. I've seen them because I follow the women's side of the sport very closely, and I watch the Invicta cards. Jessamine Duke and Raquel Pennington. These two ladies are phenomenal athletes, phenomenal fighters, and they are going to put on a war on Wednesday night. I've already heard that this may be fight of the season, one of the best fights you'll ever see on The Ultimate Fighter. if you're a sports fan, if you're a woman or a man and you like sports, I highly suggest you watch this.
Well,
this
that's a
Wednesday
large
night's-
target market there, Dave.
That's right. If you're a woman, man, or animal and you like sports, watch this on Wednesday night. Jessamine Duke, Raquel Pennington. It's going to be awesome. Matthew, I know you don't watch a lot of fights,
Yep.
but I would suggest that you tune in just for the final 15, 20 minutes
What time roughly?
of The Ultimate Fighter. It airs, I believe it airs at 10 p.m., so I would say just tune in from 10:30,
Yeah.
maybe, tune in at 10:30, spend half an hour watching this fight,
Mhm.
and then call me and let me know how you enjoyed it, because I guarantee you will witness a war and you will witness something that you have never seen before. Two women just go at it.
Well, I've seen two women go at it before.
No, that's not what I'm talking
Oh,
about, Matthew.
okay.
I'm talking
right.
about fighting, not.
Okay, all right, just checking.
I don't think they were fighting in the movies you were watching.
Okay, all right,
It's
fair
a
enough.
different type of deal.
All right, just clarifying.
Just watch the fight, Matthew.
It's thank you. On that note, thank you, Dave.